If you're running a SaaS brand and you're trying to decide between Google Ads and LinkedIn ads, you're asking the wrong question. Most brands treat it as an either or decision. They pick one, throw budget at it, and don't see the results that they expected in the first place, and either give up on paid ads entirely or switch to the other platform and run into the same mistakes. The reality is, these two platforms do completely different jobs. And if you don't understand what those jobs are, you'll underperform on both. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how Google Ads and LinkedIn ads compare for SaaS brands. And by the end, you'll know which one you should be prioritizing and why. Let's get into it. My name is Paul Rooney. I'm the co-founder of Rooney. We're an ads agency specifically for B2B and SaaS brands. I've personally been managing ads for over 8 years now, and during that time, I've managed 8 figures in ad spend. Just quickly providing a quick overview of Google Ads for SaaS brands. It's primarily search-based, people actively typing in their query into the search bar. It's a lot more bottom of funnel and in-market focused, as people are actively searching for your software or solution. As the ads are mainly text-based, it will have low creative intensity. This channel will have some of the highest cost per clicks that you'll see across ad platforms because the intent is already there. The person's actively searching. And the most important distinction with Google compared to LinkedIn or even any other ad platform, people are coming to you. You're not trying to interrupt their scroll on some of the other social ad platforms. Moving on to the overview of LinkedIn ads for SaaS brands, you're reaching people who fit your ICP but aren't necessarily in market yet. An important distinction here is you're interrupting their scroll. They're not actively searching for your solution. Broadly, it has a top and middle funnel focus as you're creating demand, not capturing it with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is visual and creative led, so scroll stopping ads are non-negotiable. You'll typically see a lower cost per click with LinkedIn compared to Google, somewhere in the range of 10 to 20 euro per click. Still expensive, but typically cheaper than Google Ads, particularly for SaaS brands. If you're trying to figure out which of these ad platforms makes sense for your SaaS brand, I've dropped a Calendly link in the description below where you can book in a 30-minute call. You'll get straight answers on which ad platform makes sense for your brand. Back to the video. Let's now look at the core differences between Google and LinkedIn ads. The biggest difference is by far audience intent. With Google, you'll often find that the leads are a lot more qualified, a lot warmer, because they're actively searching for your software/solution. LinkedIn ads is primarily for demand creation. Again, you're interrupting your ICP's scroll. They're not actively searching for you just yet. Moving on to targeting for each platform, Google Ads is based on bidding on specific keywords relevant to your SaaS. The 3 keyword teams we see work most often, even for our own SaaS clients. Category terms, an example of this would be contact center QA software. Capability terms, for instance, integrate Stripe with QuickBooks. And lastly, competitor terms, form assembly versus form stack. These 3 keyword categories tend to deliver the highest quality leads. And we do also recommend sticking with exact match only for your Google ad campaigns. LinkedIn ads uses firmographic targeting, so you need to stack criteria such as job titles, industry, company size, and seniority level to find your ICP on LinkedIn. LinkedIn ads will often recommend audience expansion, but we really don't recommend this. Stick to these fixed criteria when it comes to building your ICP. You've got a much better idea than LinkedIn's algorithm. When it comes to ad creative, Google Ads is quite straightforward, being text-based, but what you want to populate your headlines and descriptions with, you can look at your competitors' ad copies and see if there's anything worth replicating, or even get feedback from your sales team and hear some of the more common complaints from prospects, some of the issues that they've been dealing with and try and integrate that into your Google Ads copy. For LinkedIn ad creative, you've got a choice of text-based, video, static banners. There's a lot more variety here. We typically suggest running just static banner ads and thought leadership ads for your LinkedIn ad campaigns. Fundamentally, when you should run Google Ads is when your product category is well known and it has decent search volume. A good indicator of this is if your direct competitors are running Google Ads. They wouldn't be running them if they weren't seeing some form of results. Google Ads typically has a faster sales cycle than LinkedIn. The reason for this is people are in market. That's why they're actually searching in the first place. Deciding when to use LinkedIn ads for your SaaS ad campaigns, an important question to ask is, can I actually reach my ICP based off of their job title, industry that they're in, company size that they're at, even seniority level? If you can't properly reach your ICP, then LinkedIn ads doesn't make sense for you. LinkedIn ads also works when it's a new or emerging product category and there isn't a huge amount of search volume just yet. We've also found that LinkedIn tends to work for more complex B2B sales cycles, especially if your customer needs more touch points before them actually converting. All this being said, we strongly recommend that you actually use both ad platforms for your SaaS brand, a hybrid approach. LinkedIn ads are used to create demand for your product or SaaS, especially if you've got a strong library of creative or senior members of the company that are active on LinkedIn and actually building a decent organic audiences. This can work really well for thought leadership ads. Google search is then used to capture middle and bottom funnel customers in the funnel. They're in market, they're actively searching. So it could be the case that LinkedIn is used to create that demand while Google is used to capture it. When it comes to the bottom of funnel, we highly recommend LinkedIn and Google for remarketing, especially if they visited the site but didn't take an action, didn't sign up for free trial, or didn't book in a demo. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.